What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Raised.
Bridgerton was released this past December, and Season 1 captured the hearts and minds of viewers around the world. The period drama truly gave us a realistic glimpse into the past and helped us understand what a forbidden love would have looked like many years ago. Daphne and the Duke were clearly destined to be with one another, but anything and everything continued to tear them apart. Thankfully, they found their happily ever after, and so did the cast members. Throughout filming, the cast members seemed to have had a blast, and dozens of bloopers were posted throughout the process. Let's take a look at some of the most hilarious behind-the-scenes moments and how they compare to real-world scenes. Before we get started, make sure you hit that like button and ring the notification bell for more videos. This beautiful scene was captured while the crew was waiting to get filming started. 3 of the young Bridgerton boys were doing a test scene when they burst into song in the most beautiful way possible. I'm sure we've all heard thousands of different renditions of Fools Rush In, but let's be real, this is one of the most beautiful attempts ever. These guys seem to be best friends both on screen and off screen. I don't know who managed to capture this moment on camera, but this was seriously incredible. These guys need to start their own choir.
Wise men say only fools rush.
Harriet Keynes was hanging out behind the scenes while the crew was gearing up to begin filming. She's in the back of a large group of people, waiting for her turn on screen. I'm sure we've all heard the phrase, quiet on the set, right? Well, Harriet was being anything but quiet. As the crew is about to get started, Harriet is standing in the background crunching on potato chips and rustling in the bag. Thankfully, she doesn't seem to have disturbed the crew, but it's pretty hilarious to hear her loud crunches in contrast with the whisper-silent set in front of her. You may think that, for the most part, Hollywood actors don't really care about one another. They are simply there to get the job done, then go home. However, for the cast of Bridgerton, you'd be painfully wrong. These guys are such a tightly knit group of actors, and it's always amazing to see them all together. In these couple of clips, we can see the entire cast and crew wishing Nicola Coughlan a happy birthday behind the scenes. It starts off with her being given a small cake while getting her makeup done. However, later on, they also sing her happy birthday while they're on set getting ready to film. By all means, they wanted to make sure they all knew how much they appreciated her on her special day.
Nicola, happy birthday to you.
This clip captured a super rare moment when Claudia Jessie was standing alongside Julia Quinn, the original author of the Bridgerton series. The two are sharing a laugh, but Claudia spoke about how Julia created the character of Eloise, but Claudia is simply portraying her on screen. She says that she's having a great time, but she always feels as though she needs to get Julia's approval before she does any of her scenes because she wants to make sure she is perfectly capturing Julia's original vision for the character. It seems that a lot of the cast members of Bridgerton wanted to do their best to truly capture the essence of the characters that Julia created. It's not often that actors are in direct contact with the original author, so it's super cool to see that Claudia had that opportunity.
Eloise in many ways has more of me than anyone else, like that whole speaking without actually thinking ahead of time and then being like, oh, I probably shouldn't have said that.
Turns out Claudia's a lot like you then as well.
Okay, all right. Well then,
got a lot in common with both of us.
we're besties now.
There isn't too much to say about this scene, but the Bridgerton cast certainly knows how to have a good time. You have to keep in mind, some of these actors will be on set for more than 12 hours per day, doing nothing but rehearsing and filming for hours upon hours. It's important to keep morale high or the final product likely won't be very good. In this clip, we can see the cast and crew goofing around and having a great time dancing in one of the many ballrooms. They weren't rehearsing for anything. In particular, they were just having a good time in between shots. This is a pretty heartwarming clip that shows a time when Golda Rosheuel first saw one of her new Bridgerton headpieces. She was in the makeup room and the crew had just finished up working on her face when they decided it was time to show off her new hair. They asked her to close her eyes while they pinned it on so they could capture her first thoughts on having such a large hairpiece. It's difficult to tell whether Golda was excited, concerned, or completely overwhelmed. Maybe it was a little bit of all three. Either way, the hairpiece looks great on her and suited her well throughout season 1.
Alright, do you want to open?
No.
Go on.
Oh my god.
You like it?
It's a pretty common occurrence that while working behind the scenes, sometimes the actors will get to hold the marker and announce the next shot. In this clip, we can see that Jonathan Bailey was asked to announce the next scene, but he seems to have messed up a little bit while doing so. I can't really tell which scene this was supposed to be, but you can see Daphne hanging out in the background, so it seems like she would have been the star of the show at this moment. Whichever scene it may have been, I think it's safe to say Jonathan won't be able to call the shots again after that little mistake.
5:38, take 2.
Marker? Sorry.
This was a rehearsal for a singing scene that most likely was pretty difficult to practice for. Some of the notes she had to hit are super difficult, but she nailed every line. I don't know if she just happened to have taken professional singing lessons as a child or if she is truly this naturally talented. Whatever it is, color me impressed. This rehearsal goes on for quite some time, so be sure to check out the whole video if you're interested. I can't wait to see more clips like this from season 2 of Bridgerton whenever it is finally released. This is a pretty rare behind-the-scenes clip that sees both Daphne and the Duke, among other stars, getting ready for one of their most extravagant dancing scenes so far. There is no telling how many hours of rehearsal these two put into this one scene, but they seem to have finally mastered it. This clip was recorded from afar, and I don't know if the person filming was even supposed to be there, but it's awesome to see how this scene went from the dance floor to the big screen over time. These two had truly mastered their craft. It's pretty clear that all of these actors put heaps of work into their on-screen appearances. We don't often get to take such an in-depth look behind the scenes of one of these amazing shows. To us at home, it may seem like these guys just show up for work and have a great time, but there is a lot of patience and skill required to do a good job for shows like this. These guys spent so many months going over their lines so that they'd be able to pour themselves into their roles on screen. But let's forget about the lines for a moment. Some of these dance scenes are incredibly difficult to remember, but all of the Bridgerton cast managed to do so without any real issues. I'm sure it took them a very long time to get all of the moves down, but they look as natural as ever in the finished product. If this is what they had to go through for season 1, I can't imagine what must be in store for them in season 2. It's super exciting to know that the series will be coming back sometime later this year, and I think I can speak for all of us when I say season 2 cannot come quickly enough. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like button and ring the notification bell for more videos.